Let's go. Let's jump into action and show you the signs. Free Ukrainian POWs, героїв чекають вдома. We are waiting for our heroes at home. Є бажання поспілкуватися?
Можна.
I see that you have a Donetsk Oblast sun there.
Yeah.
I also have it here.
Yeah, I see.
Are you from Donetsk Oblast?
Yes, I'm from Donetsk.
That's really cool. I'm from Makiivka, Donetsk Oblast. Can you
Oh.
tell us your name?
I'm Julia.
I'm Yaroslav. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So Yulia, right?
Yeah.
In Ukrainian.
Yeah.
I teach people to speak Ukrainian.
Oh, so I can speak Ukrainian.
No, you gotta speak English.
Okay, okay.
Because they still need to know word by word.
Okay. Okay.
Can you tell us anything you want, maybe about yourself? When did you get out from Donetsk? Was it 2014 or later?
Yeah, it was 2014 because my parents knew I was a child. I was like 10, 11 years. They knew that I have to be safe somewhere. So I was in Mykolaiv region for a couple of years. And then we moved to Kyiv and now I'm living here. Yeah, but my hometown is in my heart always.
Yeah, mine too. I lived in occupation for 4.5 years in Makiivka. It was not good at all. Still, I was getting through it more or less safely. No one put me into the basement. No one tortured me. Of course, the constant humiliation of being, crossing the border and being searched and being interrogated. They were taking our phones every time, checking what we have there. So I needed to stay neutral. And even after 2014, even though I was always, I don't know how to say it, I felt myself as a Ukrainian, and I never wanted the fucking Russian world there in my hometown and my home oblast. I still was not interested in politics. It was not enough for me. Well, actually, I thought, to be living there, I needed to stay that way. I needed not to be interested in politics because
it was safe, I think.
It was safer for me. Onur, hello, my friend.
Do you need cameraman?
What?
Do you need cameraman?
Would be cool. Thank you. Onur is from Turkey. And he supports Ukraine. He came
very
here
nice.
to study, but he's totally on our side, and
Thank you
really-
for support. We value it very much. I think it's very nice when other countries support Ukraine because sometimes it sounds too rough for people, but they should understand that Russia can occupy anyone, literally anyone. They will go into your brain, into your country, and this can be really awful, as you all can see. So it's very nice when people support Ukraine.
And there are two ways of Russian occupation. First way is, I think it should be the first way, is to occupy you softly, occupy you slowly without you noticing it, just not by tanks, not by soldiers, but by propaganda, by influence. Russian influence comes with oil, gas, nuclear power plants. You know that pretty well.
And you also know it from our region, and also it comes from information. And I think that's also very important for people to check all of the information right now, because Russia tries to really occupy your brain. They try to make you believe in some bullshit that you don't have to believe, and that makes even more damage sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. And the second type of occupation is what you see in Ukraine right now. They come on tanks, they come with bombs, they come with they're soldiers. They marauderet. They will
I forgot.
be marauding. Okay, your homes. They will be raping you if you won't get out in time. They will be shooting you in the back of the head. That's how Russia operates. That's what is Russian world basically. You know how many people were shot in the back in 2014 and 2015. You didn't hear that many of those stories there was still a different world, not such a media world, and it was really hard to get that information out there. But there are evidence, there are not just stories, there are evidence of people who somehow survived those shootings. And Russia was the same back in 2014. Russia managed to convince. Can you also show it? Thank you. Russia convinced the world that it was a civil war there,
war.
and the world did not want to hear the truth. To be honest, it was pretty comfortable for many world leaders and citizens of many countries to believe that it's not that simple there, it's complicated, and just keep doing business with Russia. And even after the blatant invasion of Russia into Ukraine, a lot of countries still wants to make business with Russia.
Yeah, and they still want to believe Russia, and they don't believe Ukrainians. And I also, I can't call names, but I know a lot of people who were directly communicating with Russians in 2014 when they wanted to kill them. And when I've heard those stories as a grown up, because at that time I was 10, I wasn't allowed to hear those stories. But when I grew up and I've heard all of those stories, I cried for couple of days, because it's awful when you understand that people people you see right now, they could have been killed at the time, and you understand it literally every day, and then you go online and see people who don't want to believe it. It feels really awful. And I don't know, I think world should try to believe Ukrainians. If you can't, if you don't want, you should at least try. You should read our books, you should read our newspapers, you should try to understand what's really happening. I think that's the most important right now.
I agree. And Yulia, I want to introduce you to my community. We call ourselves Rickrollers. People from all over the world come here to these streams every week. They support our prisoners of war. They are basically standing for them with us together in this way.
Can I subscribe? Just
of course.
1 second, I will do it.
I can hold it
please.
for you.
I wanna subscribe.
It's Rick the Ukrainian. Since I'm Yaroslav, and Yaroslav is Yarik, and Rick is part of Yarik, so that's my real name, basically. The Ukrainian.
Here, I subscribe.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you have a lot of videos. I remember you came a couple of times on other actions. I've seen you a lot of times. So
I know, but did we speak?
Yeah, one time we spoke when I had a placard. When I wrote that в полоні немає сонця, в полоні немає життя. You came to me at the time.
There's no sun in captivity, no life in captivity, but we did not talk to you like this.
No, not like this. We just talked a little,
in time I got used to it, and I got very much more sticky. I'm sticking to people and start asking them questions, listening. I really like to listen to the stories, especially of the people who were displaced from the territories that were occupied back in 2014 and 2015, because we know this is our war since 2014, and a lot of people in Ukraine were not realizing what we were going through back then, and they did not understand us. And guys, to be honest, for many of us Ukrainians, it was a problem and a pain. We were constantly dealing with people not understanding through what we're going and what is happening there.
We also got a lot of hate, like now we get from Europeans and Americans. At that time, you could get those hate from people in your country, because some of them also couldn't believe, and people who had their member of a family in the army, they understood. People who were from our regions, they understood. But other people, you could hear awful things from them. Even now, I have a woman in my house who a couple of weeks ago told me about some drunk man that, he may be from Donetsk. And I'm like, What?
Fuck's sake.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
superstitions, guys. Superstitions that people from Donetsk Oblast and Luhansk Oblast are terrorists.
Yeah.
It was called anti-terrorist operation back in the days in 2014 and 2015. And basically it was a superstition that all of the people from that
Yeah.
region are terrorists. Even if they're kids.
Yes.
Like
yes.
11, 12 years old, they could tell you, kids in the school probably, there was some shit like that.
I had a lot of shit actually in my life, and I don't want to blame those kids because basically it were their parents who told
Yeah.
them that bullshit. But sometimes when I remember it, it still hurts a little because I was still a child. I didn't do anything wrong. I remember my parents, when I moved in 2014, they were still in Donetsk for some time. And like, you're a child, you don't know if your parents are alive tomorrow. You call them and they don't pick up the phone, and you imagine like the worst situation all the time. And people just didn't want to understand that. And I don't know, it was pretty awful. And it happens right now. People in other countries still don't believe you, they still don't understand. And I don't know, I'm very thankful for people who support us. I think it's very important. And I also want to ask people who are watching this, please spread information as much as you can. Because for you to do a repost on your Insta story, it's not that hard. For you to share a video with your friend or member of a family or someone you're working with, it's not that hard. It takes like a couple of minutes, but the world will know the truth about what's really happening.
Damn, Yulia, you have a fantastic English.
Thank
Where
you.
did you...
I
did you get it?
I've started to learn English when I was 3 because my parents thought that I will go to study abroad maybe. And now I'm working as an English teacher with kids.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, actually, I want to quit this job a little bit because kids are tough sometimes.
Yeah. What grades are you teaching?
Right now, mostly first, second, but
second,
before that, I worked with grown-ups. I work with children who are in 11th form to prepare for the exams. So yeah, and also when I was a child, I grew up mostly in like watching American shows, American movies. So that's where my English comes from.
Yeah, my English comes basically from the music in English, from movies, TV shows in English. First you watch it with the dub, then with subtitles, then with English subtitles, and then you end up just listening to it and understanding everything. It's really cool. Also, it's important to practice with native speakers. Through video games, I learned a lot of English.
That's cool.
And it was a lot of practice, basically in 2014 and 2015 and 16, everything you could do in occupation is play video games. Everything was closed. We had no, clubs opened or stuff like that. By the clubs, I mean some heavy music clubs, guys, not some mainstream clubs. But anyway, there was basically no ways. There were the ways, but like there
Not
was
that
a very
much.
poor social life then, back then and there, and it was really hard to gather somewhere with your friends, especially if you don't support the Russian occupation. It was dangerous. And you basically needed to communicate through video games, through internet. That's why I spend a lot of time just playing multiplayer video games, improving my English. So it helped me a lot to make it as it is. And I also want to communicate with the chat. We have a lot of people who support us, but in these vertical streams, people just scroll like this, and they can end up in some random stream. And a lot of them are asking, what the hell is going on here? Like Bob asks, honkers? Yeah, honkers are the people in the cars around who are honking to support the POWs of Ukraine, Ukrainian soldiers who are in Russian captivity. Russia is treating them inhumanely, and we are gathering here today to show the world and show Ukrainian people too, because some of them are also ignorant, unfortunately, to show them.
Can I reply to the guy who's writing? Hopefully, Ukraine and Russia have peace soon.
Please, it's important.
No peace with Russia. You
It's
can
possible.
never.
It's just it's not possible. That's
You
the
can
problem.
only win Russia.
Yeah.
You cannot have peace with Russia. Russia doesn't know what peace means. You
Yeah.
can only win them. You can only show them your power, and sometimes it's very painful and it's very hard. That's what we do here now. But no peace. Only winning Russia can really save the whole world, I think, not only Ukraine.
Exactly. The thing is, guys, with Russia, any peace, any agreement with Russia is temporary. Temporary.
Yeah.
Not the temporarily.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
temporarily is like an action. Yeah. So it is just temporary, and Russia will break any agreement that it has with your country. So if you're hoping. We actually know it on our experience.
Yeah.
It broke all the agreements that we had since
2014.
no, actually since
No, earlier.
1648.
Yeah.
Since the Pereyaslavsky agreement,
Yeah.
and there was a Pereyaslavska Rada, which is basically a council where our basically back then president of Ukraine, Bogdan Khmelnytsky, together with his Cossacks, they gathered together with Moscovians. They were not Russians, and they are still
Yeah.
not Russians, guys. It's also a made-up concept. But we will teach you about that later. My people know that.
Yeah.
But the random people, okay, let's not call them random people. People who don't know what's happening here,
Yeah, people who come here
who are
to
new
listen.
to
Yeah.
this community, to these rallies, they basically don't know.
If no peace, will you fight to the last Ukrainian? I can say you what my mom
It was deleted
said.
because it's a troll message. But anyway, you need to.
Yeah, I can say it to every person here. Yes, we will fight to the last Ukrainian because too many Ukrainians have died already. And
Yeah.
you can't just come to a mom or to a dad or to a wife and you can't just say, oh, you know, it was for nothing. Your son died for nothing or your dad died for nothing. You can't say that right now. And we will fight. And actually in Ukraine, a lot of people have the motivation to fight. And a lot of girls actually want to fight Russians because we all understand what's happening here. So yes, we will fight till the last person because we will not allow them to come here. And every person in Ukraine understands that if you have to die for your country, if you have to die for the next generations, you will do this. It doesn't mean that if you go to the army, you necessarily will die. No, you can fight and still fight for a long time, but you also understand that you can do this for your country because people don't understand that for Ukrainians, it's not about just territory. It's not about just politics. We just want to live peacefully here on our ground. We want to come to our hometowns, even if you don't believe in it, like because I don't know in what reality will I come ever to Donetsk, but I still believe in our Ukrainian armed forces. I still believe that our country will be our country, not other country.
Yeah, you're right. You're very good in speeches, to be honest, Yulia. I thank you for that. And I want to add to that, guys, the thing with Russia is that you basically, they want to destroy Ukraine.
Yeah.
They don't want to see Ukraine as a separate state. They want to see it as part of their empire. For that, they need to commit genocide of all the Ukrainians who resist to their Russian world, to their invasion. Every Ukrainian, every conscious Ukrainian who understands that it's a genocide and Russia is here to kill each and every one of us who disagree with them, must, understands this. Everyone who understands this understands that it's either us or them. Either they kill us or we stop this invasion. We we eliminate every occupier on our territory. We basically either do it, be in the part of our army, or help our army by volunteering, by raising funds, by providing them with the equipment that we need. Because unfortunately, your countries, your money are not enough. Those narratives, are you going to do it without our US money? Yes, we're going to do it in any case. But you know what? Even with your billions of dollars, you know, as Trump says, you're not capable of helping us enough to win this war. I mean, you're actually capable, but what you've already given was not enough. And this is why we need more. And it's not because we are greedy, no, because we have no other choice. Either we win this war or we all be killed. Those of us who won't be killed will be sent to storm the trenches in other countries.
Yeah.
In Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, Moldova, Romania, then they will go further. Hungary won't be stormed because Hungary, unfortunately, right now, Hungary is a satellite of Russians because of Orban and his government. And that is unfortunate, but the other countries, the people in Ukraine who don't realize what we realize, that it's a genocide and we need to resist completely. Do you want some coffee?
No, thank you.
Coffee hot.
Oh,
No, thank
that's
you.
pretty.
Okay.
Later, thank you.
We'll be finished.
I know, but then no coffee for me. Thank you, David Kendall, for 10 Australia dollar super chat. And
Oh, thank you very
thank
much.
you very much for those memberships. There was Dan Smith, one membership, thank you. And before that, there was Martin Bisick. Oh, yeah, Martin, was it you? Gifting the memberships, thank you for that.
Thank you.
So,
May I say?
let me finish
Yeah.
my thought. So, the thing is, so what? Is
No,
it too long?
no, it's all right. I just will, after you say one more thing, and I will go to my friends.
Okay. But thank you so much for
Thank
talking
you
to
too.
me.
Thank you.
It was really nice to meet you. And I want to just say that we need to either defeat Russia, and yes, every Ukrainian who is conscious will fight until their last breath, because we just don't have any other choice. So yeah, that fucking Russian narrative till the last Ukrainian, it actually, for us, it means a lot.
Yeah.
It means that we will fight until, like, we have no other choice, and we will fight until our last breath. Those of us who is conscious, those of us who realize what the hell it really is.
In Ukraine, we have a phrase that it is better to die free than to live in captivity, than to live in occupation. And I completely agree with that, and I completely understand that. And also, the last thing that I want to say here for people, that you should all understand it's not Putin's war, it's Russians' war. Because every one of them, even those who emigrated to another countries, like you can see it in Europe, you can see it in the USA, they still try to speak Russian, they still say that Russia is the best country in the world, while they're like constantly coming here to kill us, to violently kill us. So you should all understand there is no good Russians. Like, no good Russians. And you should understand that it's really not Putin's war. It's Russians' war. That's why we have to all fight them in every field. If you can spread information. If you know some Russians in your country, please try not to communicate with them, or try to say them that, like, they're bullshit. They have to go back to their country, because they will do this, like, from the inside. They don't just occupy you with tanks, they don't occupy you with bombs, with people, they do it from the inside all the time. And they will make you believe that, oh, we have been here all the time. Because I remember in Donetsk in 2014, people from Russia came there. And I've been speaking Ukrainian when I was a child with my dad. And I was a very noisy child. I spoke very loudly. And I remember those days before the start of war when my dad randomly told me, speak quieter, please. And I didn't understand why, but now I grew up and I understood, because there were really a lot of Russian people, and you hear them, you hear the accent, you hear how they speak. And when I remember it, I feel so that I've been lied to, because we all believed that there are only Ukrainians there. We all believed that we live in our country. But they did it from the inside. They brought those people and they did what they did. And that's why we have to fight all Russians.
First of all, what does the sign says in English, please? Heroes are being waited at home.
Yeah. We all wait them here.
Then there were a few comments from different people that you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I agree with that. There was also one, give her a hug, mate. And yes, as a person from Makiivka to other person from Donetsk, I need to give a hug. If you're a hugger,
of course.
then please. And thank you. Thank you. I really hope that someday, and I know that that day will come. I mean, like, it will come for Ukraine. But,
Yes.
But I really hope we survive until that day.
Yeah.
I see that maybe you're one of the women who wants to join the army at some point.
Actually, yes, that's just my plans right now. I don't want to like fight directly, but I'm trying, and I'm trying in one field, so I hope.
What specialty you think you will be?
Psychology.
Psychology. That's
Yeah.
really cool. So you're studying psychology?
Yeah, I'm studying psychology right now.
What, let's say...
Rehabilitation, I said.
Rehabilitation, amazing. So PTSD.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
and
amazing.
Also now I'm joining the course of military psychology because I want to work with people who are in the
you
army.
Join whom? Sorry.
The course of military psychology.
Okay, yeah, got it. Sorry. So that's really cool. And damn, I need to, if you don't mind, I want to invite you to my stream where I sit in the coffee shop for an hour or two, and we speak about what we spoke just now.
Yeah, no problem.
And
Can you give me your Insta
no,
or
let's do it this
something?
way. Telegram.
Oh, okay.
Put your either second name or call sign or whatever you want there. And here, add something to your name, whatever you want.
Where are?
Either your second name. Wait. Emoji.
Yeah, I will put emoji.
Okay.
Okay, where is this? Yeah.
Yulia the angel. Okay.
Yeah. My best friend who died in the war called me an angel all the time, so now I laugh about it.
Yeah, it's you. That's
Yeah.
cool. Thank you. I'm gonna send you something real quick to identify that it's me, and let's agree on because I want to talk more to you. I really am I don't know, fascinated by you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Yulia, for all that you do. And what do we have here? Maybe this cat.
Oh, that's cute.
That's a cat of my friend.
Oh, it's very cute.
I have my cats there too.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's very
I can
nice.
show them to you later. So yeah, be a guest on my stream.
Okay, no problem.
I
If I
think-
don't have work that time, I will be.
I think your strong position as a member of our society, as an active member of our society, might be a great value for the stream.
It's very nice to hear right now, actually, because it motivates me a lot. Because sometimes, you just want to give up. You think you are doing not enough for your people, and then when you see people who support you, who says that you're like enough, you're doing something, it's very nice to hear. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. We've been interrupted by some guy doing the
Excursion.
I think he's
Yeah.
reading a poem. What's an excursion? Excursion is like a tour.
Yeah, like a
of
tour,
the
like a
city.
tour, yeah.
Yeah. Exkursia in Ukrainian. Yeah. So, and he is
I
like.
will give you the mic and go to my
Yeah,
friend.
that's what you gotta do. Before you, okay, I do it on the stream. Yeah, of course, Yulia. It's nice to meet you, and please hold on. Someday we will get back home.
Yeah,
It will
I
happen.
believe it. And thank you for your support.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye, Yulia.
Thank you for watching. Please like this video, leave any comment under it, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. You can also join us on Regular Ukrainian here for more streams and videos like this. Link to the stream this clip was taken from will appear in the end of this video. Thank you, and live long and prosper.